Well, you guys missed out on a lot of fun last night after I shut the camera down because the battery was dying. But this pin came out really well. This one did not. I had to remove it with the blue wrench. Got into the eye a little bit. That's no big deal. But yeah, there was flames. There was sparks. I burned myself a bunch. Probably would have been great to watch, but yeah, I didn't film it. So I made a mess. We're going to drop that down and take it apart, or maybe just see if I can find one to replace it with, because that seems a lot easier. So yeah, I'll get back to you once that's done. Alright, well this is a lot harder than it looks, and it's even more harder than that when you're stupid. Because apparently I didn't have the camera on video mode, so I took like 7 pictures and thought I was hitting the record button. But we got the cylinder off. It's partially disassembled. The rod is bound up inside the barrel, so we're going to have to chuck it up in the vise and maybe put a big bar in the eye, see if we can't spin it out of there. Otherwise, yeah, that's where we're at. Cylinder's off the crane, on the tire. Took it all apart, made a big mess. And yeah, we'll come back when this is in the vise, I guess. Okay, we got the vise installed. I know what you're thinking. Wow, doesn't this guy have a workbench? And yes, I do, but it's not camera ready. And really, the whole garage isn't camera ready, but the workbench is worse. So, also I think the hitch vise probably has less chance of moving on us. So we'll just chuck this up in here and probably hurt myself. Figure you guys might want to see that. I'm hoping if I just get some twist and pull action on this. Oh, that's good for the gland. Don't. Oh. Yep. So that came out pretty easily, and exactly what you would expect is wrong. This is very bent, which, I mean, I was probably going to bend it anyway with the way I intend to use this crane, so I really can't put too much fault on them. And also this seal pack is disintegrating in my hand, but yeah, I guess we're buying a new cylinder. That's really all I can think to do, so we'll pack up and head to the store and be back when I have a new cylinder. Alright, well, originally I wasn't going to film this because I thought, oh, it'll be just, you know, quick, easy thing, just throw a couple pins, but it's turning not into that. So we're going to video it and show you a little update on the stupidity that's happening right now. So basically, old cylinder bent, junk, garbage, took that out. Went to the farm store, got this cylinder. Wrong cylinder, but right enough for what I want to do with it. And basically, already disassembled it, scratched the paints. They're probably not going to want to take it back. The eye here is, I can bring it closer, it's a little narrow. We can fill that with washers. I'm trying to frame this better. I'm probably still halfway off the screen, but we're just going to roll with it because it's easier for me. But yeah, so this is too narrow. I can fill that in with washers. But the other end is the one that's the real issue. Came with this Clevis style end, and we got this end. I thought, oh, it'll be easy enough, just unthread this, thread this one back on. Not so easy. Apparently, even though this cylinder and this one use the same size rod, this one has stepped down threads for some reason, and we'll show you that too. I'm sure this is it's a video. That's kind of the point. But yeah, right here, see, the threads are smaller than the rod. This one, thread the same size. So my little plan of swapping ends, not great. We'll, I mean, it does fit though. And thanks to the taper, it is kind of concentric. So I got a really stupid, sketchy idea, like all of my ideas. And I think what we're going to try and do is weld this to the end of that, because what can go wrong? It's just a precision heat-treated, chrome-lined hydraulic piece of equipment that is going to be lifting things over my head. I mean, you can't go wrong by putting a bunch of heat in that, welding this to that. We'll run it, and if I break it, we'll try and find the right cylinder, I guess. So that's the plan for now. Okay guys, we're back on the crane truck here today, and I did something you're really not supposed to do when you're making a video channel, and I did a bunch of work off camera because my dad was here helping, and it just felt weird talking to the camera when someone else is here. You should try it sometime. It's not enjoyable. And then also we did some work up at my buddy's shop, and I felt weird filming there too. So really, just here's what I ended up doing. You'll notice we're back to duals, which is good. Had to put a spacer between the wheels because these are 265 tire, and they rub quite a lot actually when you put them on these dually wheels, but they were free. And the spacers were cheaper than buying the right tires. So obviously that's how we're gonna do it. What else? Well, we got this cylinder installed, and we did end up making it work. And what we ended up doing is, obviously you really can't weld to these rods. And I knew that was wrong right when I said it. But what we did is we took the threads off of the ear that came with this cylinder, and we just welded them to the eye of the old cylinder, and basically just changed the threads, essentially. Not sure how well it's going to hold up because this piece was cast, and this is just like regular metal, but we did the best we could. We preheated this quite a bit with an oxy torch, and then welded it, and then cooled it down on a grill so that it cooled down hot and evenly. And I mean, we didn't see any cracks. I guess we'll see what develops, and if something goes wrong, we'll make sure that bolt's tight. Something goes wrong, I guess we'll have to figure something else out. We got a little fluid leak. There's fluid leaks all over. I'm gonna have to go through and just recheck everything being sealed up and figure that out. But I mean, that's kind of to be expected. I didn't really mean for this to be permanent the way it is. Just kind of threw it together to make sure it worked, and it kind of does, but also it doesn't. So we'll roll it outside and we'll do like an actual official test lift, and I can show you what I'm talking about because we still have problems and we're gonna have to fix them. Okay, you'll have to bear with me on the sound because we're outside and I have the truck revved up for hydraulic pressure. But I figured this is a better test where we don't have to worry about going through my ceiling. So I'll show you guys. It works now, which is awesome. You get it to do all the functions. But that's not necessarily the problem I'm running into. Show you right quick is it won't lift anything, it just moves. And I got a bumper leaning up against the house. We're gonna try and lift that and just use that to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I didn't want to make you watch me struggle with the rigging, so we got it hooked up to the strap, and I can show you what's going on. Basically, it doesn't lift. Moves just fine with no load. As soon as it has to do anything, it falls on its face. trouble we get to deal with. I'm pretty happy that it moved at least, but that 200-pound bumper really should not be that much of a struggle for this setup of hydraulics. So my thoughts are, I think there's a pressure flow off or bypass in the valve. We're going to look into that, see if that can be adjusted, or maybe the pump itself is getting leaky, which is very likely. It doesn't really sound the healthiest, so we'll check that too, but I think the pressure relief in the cylinder is going to be our easiest thing to check first. So we'll see just how much pressure we're getting to the spool valve and go from there, but I think that'll be another video. I mean, at least we've proven that it works, and it moves at least. It doesn't really work, so that's my progress. I'll try and do a better job filming this next segment so that you can actually see what I do and what I've been doing. It's kind of a weird situation this last time. That's why you guys missed out on so much of it. But yeah, we'll run it all the way up in the air just so you guys can see that, and then that'll be the end of the video, I think. Nothing else, I can say I have a cooler flagpole than the neighbors. That counts for something.